Today we are going to see the fossils of kingdom Animalia, phylum Brachiopoda, and class Articulata and Inarticulata. You know the difference between Articulata and Inarticulata class animals. Articulata shows presence of hinge with dentition, that is tooth and socket type of mechanism, which helps in opening and closing of the shell. And in Articulata, hinge mechanism do not have teeth and socket or dentitions. However, the opening and closing mechanism of the shell is done by with the help of muscles which are arranged in a complex manner, which joins two walls of the shell. As you know, brachiopods are described as bivalve shells. There are two walls, like you can see here. This is one wall you are seeing, another wall is at other side. This is one wall, this is another wall here. These are the two walls, this wall and this wall. So it is a bivalve shell. This wall and this wall. It's a bivalve shell. Right. You're seeing this one wall, and this is another wall. Okay, so it is a bivalve shell, and these two walls are of not equal size and sometimes in shape also. One is larger than other. The one which is larger in size is called as pedicle wall. So in this shell we have this pedicle wall, which is larger in size, you can see here, and this wall is smaller in size. So larger is the pedicle wall, and this is called brachial wall. So this side is pedicle wall, larger in size, you can see here, isn't it? It is larger in size. This is smaller in size. So as the size and shape of the two walls are not same or equal, they are called as inequivalved shells. So though it is a bivalve, it is called inequivalved shell. Walls are not of equal size and shape. So this is bivalve inequivalved shell. Now, if you see it carefully, if I divide the shell into two parts by using this line of division. So starting from umbo here, so this is umbo, okay, anterior side. So this is opposite margin of the shell. So draw a line from umbo to opposite margin here. Draw a line like this. So this will divide shell into two parts like this, where one half this right hand side on this line this half is exactly equal to this half. So this half is equal to this half. So it divides the shell into two equal parts. So this is a lateral division. So we say that bilaterally they are equilateral shells. Okay, equilateral shells. So I repeat the description of the shell: bivalve, as it is having two walls; inequivalved, because the walls are of not same size and shape. One is larger, which is called as pedicle valve, which is this. Okay, can you see this larger size? Other side valve is larger size. Wall towards the pen is pedicle valve, and the wall you are seeing now, this is smaller in size, that is brachial valve, right? So this wall, which is pedicle wall, is also called as ventral wall. This wall, which is brachial wall, is also called as dorsal wall. Okay, pedicle wall or ventral wall. This is brachial wall, or also called as dorsal wall, right? Now let's go to the morphological characteristics of the shell. So what parts it is having? You can see that this is umbo, a beak-like projection of the shell, umbo, which is shared by both the walls. It is present on both the walls, here and here. Can you see? A beak-like projection shared by both the walls. Umbo is more prominent in this wall. This wall is pedicle wall, more prominent in this right hand side wall, right? And less prominent or smaller in size in this wall, that is ventral wall. Sorry, that is brachial wall. So less prominent and smaller size umbo is here on the brachial wall, and larger size umbo is present in pedicle wall. Okay, this is pedicle wall umbo, this is brachial wall umbo. This is the line of junction where two walls are attached. This one. This is hinge line. The hinge line here is straight, kind of straight. Straight hinge line. Straight hinge. And long as the length of the shell. The hinge is straight and long. What is the function of hinge? It joins the two walls of the shell and function in opening and closing of the walls of the shell of the animal. Right? So this is hinge line. Now you will see here what are the different features on this wall. Can you see a depression here? A shallow depression here, starting from the opposite margin or starting from the umbo to the opposite margin. So this depression is called as sulcus. A V-shaped depression running from umbo here to the opposite margin here is sulcus. S-U-L-C-U-S. Sulcus. So this depression is sulcus. So it is present on which wall? Pedicle wall, larger wall. Let's see what is there on the opposite side wall. So this is, now you are seeing opposite side wall, that is brachial wall, where umbo is smaller in size, though prominent. What do you see here? It is elevation, not the depression. Here we have elevation. You see? It is elevation. This elevation which runs from umbo to opposite margin. From this umbo to opposite margin. This is called as ridge. So sulcus on the, this is sulcus on the pedicle wall is having corresponding ridge. Can you see here, ridge on the opposite wall. Surrounding to the ridge, you can see here radiating ribs starting from umbo, radiating in all directions. So these are radiating ribs. It is also present on pedicle wall. Radiating ribs are present on pedicle wall also. Okay. These are radiating ribs starting from umbo, radiating in all directions. So this sulcus and radiating ribs forms a zigzag line. Call it as commissure, line of junction of two walls, a commissure line. It's a zigzag line or serrated line. Okay, so commissure appears zigzag due to this sulcus and ridge and radiating ribs. This commissure is zigzag. Okay. So these are the morphological parts of the shell. The specimen you are seeing is called spirifer. This is spirifer, and age of this spirifer is Silurian to the end of Triassic. Now when dinosaurs used to now are going to come on the earth and become dominant, that is after Triassic, you know, it is Jurassic where dinosaurs were dominant. So dinosaurs started appearing, becoming dominant, and this spirifer become extinct. So the companions for this spirifer was dinosaurs. Okay, so this is about morphological characteristics of spirifer. Now this is extinct animal. Okay, there is no more living. All brachiopods were marine animals. This was also marine animal. Second fossil is Productus. You can see in a comparison, you can see here, as zoom out, it is appearing larger in size as compared to spirifers. I kept spirifer here and here for comparison of the size of the shell. So Productus is larger in size than Spirifers. Okay. This is Productus. This is also bivalved, inequivalved. This wall is having more curvature and larger in size than the opposite side wall. If you check the opposite side wall, it is almost flat. This one. This is larger size wall, more prominent. So it is pedicle wall. And you can see pedicle opening here. This is the pedicle opening through which the pedicle muscle come out, and those muscle attached to the substratum or rock body or some other basement, so it can fix and become stable. So this is pedicle opening, which is more prominent in pedicle valve, which is larger in size, having maximum curvature. Can you see here from side? And this opposite side wall is brachial wall. So a kind of a plano-convex shell. Inequivalved plano-convex shell. Again, if you try to divide shell like this, it shows bilateral symmetry. Some part of this projection of the shell laterally is cut due to some erosive activities. It was same like this, which is present in the left hand side. Some part is cut. I told you because I am explaining the bilateral symmetry. So this left part is equal to right hand side part. So it shows bilateral symmetric character. So laterally it is symmetric. So equilateral shell, bivalve, inequivalve, and equilateral shell. Right. Now this is hinge. This is umbo, more prominent on the pedicle wall. Umbo. This is hinge, straight hinge. Can you see here? Concentric striae. This is ornamentation. Concentric striae. You can see here radiating ribs also. Can you see? These are radiating ribs. Radiating ribs. You see upper side is having concentric striae. These are the ornamentations. You can see on the hinge triangular projections lateral to the umbo. This umbo, the lateral sides. These triangular projections are called as ear. So it almost appears like a person, we are observing a person from behind. So it is the head of the person and these are the ears of the person. So it appears like an ear. Those are called as ears. So this is about Productus. It can be a common subspecies called Productus semireticularis, but you can remember it as just a Productus. Okay. And the age of this Productus is Devonian, mainly predominantly in Devonian it was existing. And you know what the Devonian is famous for. Devonian is famous for the abundance of fish, abundance of reptiles. Okay, so fish was a companion animal dominantly present around this Productus which was living. This is also extinct species now. Productus is no more living. It has become extinct. Now let's take the next specimen. I am arranging it for comparison. This is what we are going to study. This is Terebratula, third variety of brachiopod. I have kept these three together for understanding of size or size comparison. So this is Terebratula, this is Spirifer, this is Productus semireticularis. So this is Terebratulas are very small in size. Okay. So let's see what is there in Terebratula. You see, shell shows a smooth surface. Here, it is smooth. You can see smooth surface, no any prominent ornamentation. But you can differentiate the walls. Right hand side, this wall is pedicle wall. This is larger in size. This is pedicle wall. This is ventral wall. I take it near to you so that you can understand probably. Can you see? This is larger wall. Right hand side wall is larger. Left hand side towards my thumb it is larger. You are seeing here is pedicle opening. This is umbo. There is pedicle opening in umbo. Okay, can you see light colored dot? Sediments are filled in the pedicle opening. It appears a light colored dot. It's pedicle opening. So it is present in pedicle wall. And left hand side this focused is brachial wall. Okay. So this is hinge. I seeing a curved and short hinge. Curved and short hinge. You can see commissure line. It is not serrated or zigzag like Spirifer. It is smooth. It is a line of junction towards the posterior side is smooth. So this is Terebratula. From the brachial view side, this is Terebratula. From this is the view side. You are seeing a pedicle wall. So pedicle wall view side. So the age of this Terebratula is actually it was appearing in late Devonian, and still it is there. As you can compare it with the Productus. So this Productus disappeared in Devonian. Okay, and then Terebratula appeared in the waters. So it has come after the extinction of Productus. So in late Devonian, till recent time, you will find the lingulas are present still in waters. Terebratula are present still in the waters. Okay. So one more species which is still living, which belongs to brachiopods, is a Lingula. Okay, and it is supposed to be most successful brachiopod throughout the time, because Lingula appeared on Earth in early Cambrian. Okay, means that after the time of trilobites it appeared, and still it is there. So it has survived. Lingula has survived very large or huge span of life on the earth. It is still there. So it has evolved in the due course of time, and still it is existing. So technically speaking, we can say that brachiopods like Lingula are most successful animals to live on the earth, because it appeared in early Cambrian and it is still evolving and is existing on the earth. So this was for today's explanation. So I arranged all three together in your range of visibility so that you can compare them together. Okay. So most right hand side is Productus, middle is Pyrifer, and left hand side is Terebratula. Terebratula, Spirifer and Productus. Okay. If I want to arrange it as per the age, so let's arrange it according to the age. Okay, so which is the older one in this? So few time will be overlapping, but this will be older to arrange in the time. This Pyrifer will be older, Productus will be the next, and next comes the Terebratula. Okay. So I arrange it for here according to its age. All shells are seen from pedicle wall view. Okay. Spirifer at the bottom of the age of Silurian to end of the Triassic. Productus dominantly in Devonian and Terebratula in Devonian to recent. So this is what the brachiopods are. Hope you enjoyed.